Hi everyone, back for lesson 2. I'm going to make this one slightly shorter, hopefully, so about 25 minutes in total. You can add that onto your warm up or your cool down as you wish. So we're going to start in standing. We're going to start just with our hip exercises, so strengthening the side we're standing on and also the side that we are moving. So we'll breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're going to take our weight over onto one leg. We're going to keep that hip tucked in underneath us, so not allowing it to dip out to the side like this. And then we're just going to take the opposite leg out towards the side. So breathing in as we come in, out as we come out. You can pop your hands down at your lower tummy if you want to feel those core muscles working. So the toes are pointing slightly in towards the other leg. For 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to add in the arms, so they're going to come up to meet at the front, and as we open out, they open out. So see if you can keep that weight up and over the supporting leg. See if you can draw the shoulder blades together to widen at the chest as you open out. Good. We're going to see if we can now integrate our heel raise with it. So as we come up, out, we're going to come up. So lifting up and down. Just stick to a flat foot if that feels like too much. Good. Last thing, we're going to see if we can add a hold. So we're going to lift up, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back down. Good. 2 more if you feel like it's too much. Just take the leg out and hold there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're coming up. Oh, wobbly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Last one. Arms open, leg lifts. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Coming back down. Give that leg a little break. Coming over onto the other side. So we're starting with hands on hip. Breathing out as the leg comes out, in as it comes in. Trying to keep a nice straight line up this side of the body so ribs or hip aren't dipping out. We're nice and tall. So that length coming back into your practice again. Shoulders are relaxed, ribs drawn gently back. Good. We'll add in the arms, going open and close. Again, wide across the collarbones, thinking about gently together and down at the back. Toes at the bottom, point slightly in towards the other leg. Good. If you want to, we're going to add in the heel raise, so coming up as we open. Seeing if you can keep that feeling of kind of lifting up from the crown of the head. So you're floating up rather than forcing it up. Good, 1 more like that. And last little bit, if we can, we are going to lift up and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. And back down. Pushing up, hold it out. Alternative, heel down on the ground. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Last one. Lifting up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Arms come together, legs come down. Good. Give your hips a little bit of a shake. Last wee bit in standing before we come down onto our mat. We're going to breathe in to prepare, and as we breathe out, we're just going to sit down. So breathing in and out. On our next squat, we're going to hold down. We're going to see if we can walk forwards. 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep your height low. So sink down. 3. Think about lifting tummy up away from the thighs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. shoulders are relaxed. See if you can think a little bit lower for your last few. 3, 4, 5, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Forward. 2, 4, 5, and back. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then nice and slowly up and lengthen. Good. Let's come down onto our mat. So taking a nice deep breath in. And then as we breathe out, thinking about bending at the knees, creating some space at the back of the legs, and then bringing that chin forward towards the breastbone, lengthening at the back of the neck, allowing the shoulders to come forward, upper back arches, middle back arches, lower back arches, until we're down in our forward fold. Taking a nice deep breath in here. And then as we breathe out, bending the knees to allow us to walk out to all fours. So from here we're going to work a little bit on our back mobility as well as our strength. So strength at the hip and at the front of the stomach, but also allowing our back to move. So a lot of classes we keep our lower back really still, and the aim is to keep that still as you move, but with this one we're going to let it bend. So we're going to breathe in to prepare. As we breathe out, we're going to lengthen the leg out behind us and float it up to hip height. We're going to breathe in here. As we breathe out, we're going to bring it through the middle towards our forehead, allowing the back to arch. Breathing in, it comes back up to hip height. As we breathe out, it comes across to the opposite elbow. Breathe in, it comes back to hip height. Breathe out, it comes across towards the opposite elbow. So breathing in, to lengthen it out, through to the forehead. Breathing in to lengthen out, across to opposite elbow, in to lengthen, over to the same side. One more set. Use your out breath to give you strength to bring that knee a little bit further forward. That'll work your abs a little bit more. Stop and have a rest if you'd like to. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, we're going to do one more round. If you want to, you can float the opposite knee so you're just on your toes as you come through and through and through. Knee comes down, opposite knee down. We'll walk our hands forward and just take 3 nice deep breaths here. Breathing right to the bottom of the lungs. Allowing the chest to sink down towards the mat. Good. And then padding back up to all fours. So opposite side, think about lifting through those shoulders to get strength through the upper body as well as the middle. So we're going to breathe in to prepare and out to float our other leg along the mat first and then up to hip height. We're breathing in here as we breathe out through to the forehead. Breathing in to lengthen out to bring it across to opposite elbow, in as it comes back, out to tap it towards the same elbow. So breathing in and out to come through. So we're going middle, opposite side, same side. So you can keep the ribs lifting up away from the mat. See if you can keep your breathing in a rhythm. Last set, we're doing forehead and back, opposite elbow and back, same elbow and back. You can stop and rest here if you want to do the one set with the knee floating. You can, so we'll breathe in to prepare, out to lift that opposite knee. We're coming through the middle and back, opposite elbow and back, same elbow and back, knees come down, bottom stays high as we walk the hands forward, let the chest relax. You can prop up on your pinkies if you want to. Nice, slow, long, deep breaths in. Allowing the tummy to come forward towards the mat. Slowing the breathing down. When we're in this position, we're going to try one more thing. So we're going to let the hands stay forwards. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And as we breathe out, what we're going to do is see if we can just draw those ribs up towards us. So think about lifting your ribs away from the mat. As you breathe in, they relax out. So down towards the mat. And then as you breathe out, we think about, if I hold my top, you can see a little bit easier probably. As we breathe out, the ribs come from down at the mat, hugging in towards you. Breathe in, they relax. Breathe out, they lift up. So this is just a good practice for integrating the upper abdominal muscles. Let's do 2 more like that. Breathing in. Really nice, good. And then we'll walk the hands back. Great. You're going to come down onto one side. I am just going to check that it's still filming. And it is. Hallelujah. Good. Okay, so down onto one side. We are going to do a combination of hip work and then kind of back of the hip work with some clam. So we've got our arms out, or underneath arm out long. If you've not got a headlock, just a towel or a folded sheet or something like that, just to give you a wee bit of space. We're going to straighten both legs if we can. If you're not comfortable straightening the underneath leg, then find a comfy position with the leg bent. Don't keep yourself there if it doesn't feel good. So we're going to breathe in to prepare. And then as we breathe out, we're going to float our leg up to hip height. And then we're going to start with our one leg kick exercise. So pulling the leg forward towards you and then drawing it back behind you. So we're trying to keep the leg long. We're going as far as we can one direction before we start to tilt, as far as we can the other direction. Breathing in with one movement, out with the other. And we did this in our last class, so this time I want you to really think about, even if it means using your hand to support you a little more, challenging your range of movement. So really going to that point where you feel like your body wants to tilt and seeing if you can counteract that with all of your muscles. One more like that. Forwards and backwards. Good. We're going to bring it back to above our hip and we're going to circle it round towards the front for 1. Breathing out the whole way, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're going to breathe in at the top and breathe out as we circle it the other way for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Good. We're going to lift it up. We're going to lower it slightly and slightly and slightly and slightly and slightly. So lifting up, toes point slightly down towards the floor, and then we're coming down and down and down and down and down. Good. 2 more like that. If you want to make it harder, float the underneath leg up. We're going to come down and down and down and down and down. And once more, lifting up, we're going to lower and lower and lower, and lower, and lower. Good, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, everyone's going to float that underneath leg up if it's not up already, and then we're just going to kick, kick, kick. So as if you were doing front crawl, legs are long, toes are pointed. We're going to kick. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you can, keep going for 10 and 9, 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Letting the legs relax down. We're going to give that hip a little rub, and then we're going to bend our knees to come into our clam position. So make sure you ease off those muscles before we go with our next exercise. We're going to lengthen down through that top hip, or make that wee bit of space between the side of our body and the mat. Heels stay together. Level 1s are going to keep them down on the mat. Level 2s are going to float the heels and the shins up off the mat. And then we're just going to start with our open and close. So breathing out as we open up, in as we lower down. The heels stay together, it's just the knees that are opening. Easier with the hand out in front, more difficult with the hand up on the hip. So we're lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Our level 2s have the heels off. Either level, if you press your heels in towards each other, you'll help just activate the muscles lower down. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. We're going to open and hold and pulse at the top for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And then last thing, we're just going to straighten out the top leg and bend it. So opening and closing for 5 and 4 and 3. Breathing out as it opens. And 2 and 1. Good. Heels come together, knees come together. If your shins were up, lower them down. Again, give that top leg a little pat. We're going to come over onto our backs and just do a couple of exercises here. So again, if you've got a head block, use it. If not, a small pillow or a folded top or sheet are absolutely fine. So we're going to come onto our one leg stretch exercise, move that into our crisscross if we want to. So we're breathing in to prepare. Our level 1s are keeping in rest position and just sliding one leg out along the floor as you breathe out, pulling it back in towards you as you breathe in. So as we breathe out, it lengthens out. As we breathe in, it comes back in. Our level 2s are exactly the same, but coming from your double tabletop. If you want to make it that little bit harder, you can float the head and neck up off the mat, so you're using the upper abs at the same time. Okay, so breathing in to prepare, and then out as you lengthen out. And as you come back in, you're either feet down on the floor or taking one leg up at a time into your double tabletop to lengthen out to a 45-degree angle. Challenging it further with head and neck off if you would like to. Try and keep the head and the neck in a relatively straight position so you're not curving or pushing the neck up. As you move, you can support it as you need with your hands. Let's go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. And then give the knees just a little hug in towards you. You can draw a little circle with your legs or rock back and forward or side to side if that feels comfier. And then when you're ready, we'll meet back in our starting position. So either our rest position or our double tabletop. So option with the next round, if you want to, is to add in your oblique sit-ups. So if you're doing level 1, you can have hands just in behind the head. You're drawing the head back into the hands to keep the neck nice and long, looking up at the line between the wall and the ceiling. Breathing in to prepare. As the leg lengthens out, opposite side of the chest lifts. So breathing in as we come down, out as we lengthen out, in as we come down, out as we lengthen. Exactly the same from our double tabletop. Breathing in as we come down, out as we open up. Try and keep your elbows in your peripheral vision. The curve's not huge, it's just as if you were peeling one shoulder blade up off the mat at a time. So breathing out as you lift up, in as you come in. Let's go for 5 and 4 3 and 2. Well done everyone. And 1. Good. And then again, give those knees a hug in. Give your lower back a little massage out or side to side. Let the head, the neck and the shoulders just rest down. And then we'll come up onto our opposite side for our hip work. So just take your time getting there. Don't do what I just did. You can come over onto your side or get there however you want to. I'm just trying to keep facing the camera. So we'll lengthen the other arm out, lengthen the legs out. If you're not comfortable, underneath leg is bent. And we will start with our one leg kick. So we are keeping our head, neck and shoulders in alignment, breathing in to prepare and then out to float the leg up to hip height. Breathing in as it comes forward, out as it pulls back. And remember, this time we're challenging our stability a little bit. So we're trying to allow that leg, and it does depend how much room you've got, but really allow that leg to come forward to the point where it feels like you can't control or you want to tip forward a little bit. And same as we come back. So challenge yourself. Make things a little bit harder. And you will feel the benefit. I can promise you that. So forwards and backwards. Breathing in as it goes one way, out as it goes the other way, trying to keep it roughly in line with the hip. Good. For 3 and 2 and 1. Good. It's going to stay up at hip height and it's going to circle forward as we breathe out for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. We're going to breathe in at the top, and as we breathe out, circle round, and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Good. It's going to lift up, and then it's going to slowly come down for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So almost imagine you're pushing 5 buttons with your foot. So we're pressing 5 and then 4 and then 3 and then 2 and then 1. Good. Lifting up, slowly down for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lifting up, slowly down for 5 and 4. Remember, you can float that underneath leg up if you want for 3 and 2 and 1. One more like that. So lifting up, slowly down, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to breathe in, and everyone's going to float that underneath leg up if it's not up already, and then we're going to kick, kick, kick. So forwards and backwards with the legs, small movement, so you can keep that height with the top hip. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. If you're finished, then come down. If you want to do one more set, we're breathing in to prepare and then breathing out as we kick. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let the legs come down, bend those knees to bring them forward of the hips. Rub that top hip, give it a little bit of a pat. Last wee bit of work, we're going to do our clam, so we're going to keep the heels together. They either stay on the ground and the top knee opens up with a breath out, or they float up to hip height and the top knee lifts up. So slightly harder with your shins floating because you've got less stability. Again, easier if your hand's out in front of you, harder if your hand's on that top hip. So you can keep it going, so you're breathing in as it comes down, out as it comes up. For 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. We're going to open up. We're going to see if we can pulse at the top for 5 and 4. So small movements at the top, and 2 and 1. Let the knees close. We're going to open up, do that once more. Pulsing at the top for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. The last little bit, we're going to straighten that top leg out and then bend it in. So straightening the top knee, bending in, exactly the same if you've got the shins down on the floor. Breathing out as it lengthens out, in as it taps in. Keep going if you can. For 3 and 2. Oh, my hips burning. And 1. Good. Knees together, shins down, top leg gets a pat. Good. Give yourself a little stretch and then take your time just coming over onto the cool down video. Okay, well done.